Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
Liftoff of mission 41D, the first flight of the orbit Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Read a little Wikipedia. So the company that makes this thing is called Norinco. They're a Chinese company, and it's named the Lynx. It can come in 8x8, 6x6, or 4x4 configurations, and it was first observed in 2008. I think it started being sold around 2017. So it's a small vehicle, of course, just looking at the people in these photographs, and so helicopters can lift these in, or cargo planes can, whatever. And it can have a payload capacity of 1,100 kilograms. So that's actually quite a lot. Well, I guess with people and stuff, maybe not so much. But it's capable of turning on a dime, pretty much. You know, it can turn in its own space, it seems. It's powered by a 1.4 liter turbo diesel, making maybe around 87 horsepower or something like that. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Oh, well, actually, the thing can go pretty fast, 120 kilometers per hour, which is 75 miles per hour. I don't know if I'd want to be going 75 miles per hour in this. That just seems kind of dangerous, but I guess being in the military is dangerous in the first place, right? Getting shot at and whatnot. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. A bunch of photos here, as you can see. They have different configurations. There's even, I think, remote-controlled ones like this one. I don't think even people are on that thing. So look at that thing. That thing's like doing a wheelie. That's great. I thought it might have been electrically powered, but I guess it's just petrol. Anyhow, let's get those out of the way. And the model itself was pretty easy to put together. It didn't come with these figures, though. I bought these separately. Same designer, and I paid to have them painted because I want to save some time. And I hate Windows 11. It happens all the time. That taskbar never goes away. Alright, well, starting at the bottom. Yeah, it's just pretty plain down there. What's nice is the decal sheet provides all this camouflage stuff. You don't have to paint this. I just painted the wheels and the body and the tires, obviously, and then I laid the decals on with Mark Fit Super Soft, and that's what's giving it the camo, and then I clear coated it, and then I added the windows. So the windows is just one piece. That piece was included, a big sheet of this plastic, so you could probably mess up four or five times and get it right eventually. So that's good. I did paint obviously the headlights silver, and then the backside of those mirrors you'll see later. The little wiper blades there. Yeah, it did. Mine was missing an axle. I think it was a 1.5 millimeter axle, but I don't care. I had the axle anyway, so, but be mindful of that. And then the tires are nicely done. There are almost no print supports on these tires, so I'm not even sure how Topgun Chen figured out how to print such elaborate treads with no support structures. I mean, there was only maybe 2 or 3 supports, but in general, it's quite impressive. Alright. Yeah, the wheels are nicely detailed. Lug nut details, and the spokes are hollow, so they're passing air. Let's see here. Of course, I don't know what most of this stuff is. Some venting there. Nothing, no details in the front of this. Let's see over here. Venting here. I don't know what's going on there. So there's no indication of a muffler or anything. Maybe that's what these are. Dissipating heat or something. No indication of tow hooks or anything. Some sort of brush guard. And these taillights are decals as well, so that's nice. You don't have to paint it. The seats are really small, of course. And then there's a steering wheel. There's a decal for the dashboard. You want to put that on, obviously, before the steering wheel. Your life will be a lot easier that way. There's also a decal on that over there on that side, some switches. Now this did not come with this middle column. It's just this flat bottom. There's some steps, I guess, to get in, but I wanted the machine gun did come with this, so I wanted to have this tank gunner, you know, manning the gun. So this is just like some random junk. It's a nut and a 3D printed wheel I had laying around from an old project. Just painted it black, and now it's a stand for this character. Alright, so pretty well detailed machine gun there. This roll cage here, yeah, pretty nice. You can see the lines of the 3D print process, but that doesn't really bother me. I know you can spend time and sand it, but I obviously didn't. I don't care. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add enough silver paint on these mirrors. I'll have to go back and do that later. Okay, well anyways, it's small, it's cute. In fact, you might be curious how big it is. It's only like 4 centimeters wide, which is like a little over 1.5 inches. And roughly this, well, it's 4.5 centimeters long. So it's almost like a square. So I actually have a collection now of vehicles from Topgun Chen. Here's a BJ212, the Beijing Jeep or something. I had this professionally finished. I didn't do this myself. It's got jewel beads for lights and headlights and all that stuff, the license plate. Unfortunately, I couldn't get one of these figures to sit in there, so that's too bad. Here's a airport auxiliary power unit. I think it might have like a generator, and it maybe provides electricity to an airplane sitting on the runway. I did do that model kit myself. And then lastly, we have a tow barless tractor for airplanes. I did not finish that. I paid extra to have that painted. And again, that didn't come with that character. I paid extra for that, and extra for that character to be painted. But look at all the decals and all that stuff. That's why I didn't want to do all this. All the paint effort and all that. Very cool. But unfortunately, I could not get a figure to sit inside the cabin. It's just too short. So, it's too bad. And then all this stuff is really to kind of complement the airplanes. So here's a Sukhoi airplane. I think that's the 34, SD-34 Flanker D, maybe? I forget. I apologize. Oh, I also even have, well, never mind. I reviewed those lights earlier. That's why there's cotton in there. There's LEDs behind it. Alright, so all the same characters, and so even though they're all deformed, they all look like they could belong in the same cartoon diorama, right? So it works. The last two things we're going to show here is a Chorokyu of an LEV Komatsu, and here's a Kyoto of the same vehicle. So the Chorokyu is just way too small. Doesn't really fit in with the Topgun Chen stuff. But this Komatsu is not too bad. If that thing was hollow on the top, you could actually probably put that character inside of it. It's just rarer, these deformed Kyotos. They're harder to find. Alright, I guess that's it then. So if you want a quick model kit of something unique, Reminds me of those 6x6s you saw like in magazines back in the 1980s. I forget what that thing was called. It was even smaller, I think, than this. I think it's been featured in some comedy movies too. I forget what that was called though, that 6x6. But it also was amphibious. This thing is like a hull. It'll, you know, go through water like a boat. Okay, well, anyways, we'll see you the next time I do a Topgun Chen thing. Alright.